All right, let's go. All right. We are live. We are live. Welcome to the Financial Freedom Hour. My name is Louis Bland. I'll be your host. I'm also the owner of King Credit Services, the number one rated credit management company in San Diego, top rated in California. We are also nationwide. So if you need a free consultation now or anytime in the future, you can always reach out at 844-689-0199. You can also just go to our website, kingcreditservices.com, and we'll be waiting for you. Can't wait to help you out. All right, we got a packed show today. Okay, it's another beautiful day out here in San Diego. Sun is shining. All right, so I cannot wait to get started. But yeah, let's jump into it, you guys. Let's jump into it. And before we get started, I do gotta shout out our sponsor, Millennial Staffing Services. They are a virtual staffing company. All right, so this is for small, medium, or big businesses looking for college educated virtual assistants. All right, all a virtual assistant is someone that's not in the office, so they can be in the US, they can be overseas, and a lot of businesses love virtual assistants because it's a worldwide. You get to pick out of the worldwide talent pool, and all the virtual assistants from Millennial Staffing Services are college educated. All right, I have about 11 of them from this company that work with King Credit Services. So if you want to, a live review or anything like that, just let me know, and I'll point you in the right direction. Okay, but let's jump into it. Let's jump into it. Let me change my screen. All right, there we go. There we go. So everybody's here. Let me go to my chat over here. Yeah, we are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. All right, so you guys can also call in anytime during the show. All right, you can just give us a call at 1-888-344-1170. 1-888-344-1170. All right, so earlier this week, I posted on my Facebook page what type of things you guys wanted to talk about, and the main one was about budgeting and savings. So we've been talking about a lot about credit the last couple of weeks, so we're going to switch the tone a little bit and jump into budgeting and savings, right? On the consumer side and the business side. Then we're going to some more news, some more financial industry news, and then close it out with some Q&A. And yeah, let's go. All right, so let's go. Oh, they said, if you want to sponsor the show, okay, you can always reach out to contact at kingcreditservices.com. All right, when you sponsor the show, we got different packages. This is brand new, so you can get it at the ground level. If you want to sponsor the show, just reach out. Contact at King Credit Services. Contact at King Credit Services. All right, so let's jump into our first topic, man. All right, budgeting. All right, look, budgeting is essential. I feel like the American population really slacks on this end, just money management in general. It's very hard to, keep up with everything. We're distracted here. Facebook and everybody are targeting us with different type of stuff. We have short attention spans, buying up stuff, TikTok shop. I'm a victim of this also. So definitely wanted to jump into this budgeting, but all right. Why budgeting is essential. All right. Of course, the most common sense and number one thing is it tracks income and expenses, right? So I do talk about this a lot when I'm helping people find extra money here and there. People only think that the only way to earn more income is to work more or work more hours, when that's not true. The easiest way to earn more income, all right, is to cut your expenses. Okay, so if you're spending 5K a week, right, and you cut 250 a week, that's 1,000 a month. So you went from 5,000 to 4,000, right? You just earned yourself an extra $1,000. So that's going to be the easiest way, right? Just cutting your expenses. And I'll go over some different methods here, but just wanted to give you guys a quick preview, right? So why budgeting is essential: avoids overspending and living paycheck to paycheck. This is a phenomenon. All right, this is a phenomenon. So, you know, 20, 30, 40 years ago, it was a lot easier for you to be a single, a single parent household, or, a single income household, and you would have enough money. to last the whole month and some left over, right? But things have changed. All right, things have changed. So we just have to be a little bit more smarter with our money. You don't have to, you know, eat noodles and, starve yourself, but you do have to be a little bit more smart, right? A little bit more strategic. All right. And why budgeting is essential creates a path to financial freedom. Would you look at that? Financial freedom. All right. So types of budgeting methods. I'm going to just give you guys a couple basic ones. All right. A couple basic ones. The 50-30-20 rule. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of this one before. 50-30-20 equals up to 100%. So half of your check goes to your needs, right? Half. That's pretty much for all of us. Now you can tweak these numbers a little bit, but I just want to give you guys some basic stuff. So 50% of that check needs to go to your needs. 30%, okay, 30% goes to your wants. So I think that number is a little bit too high. Like I said, you guys can move the percentages around a little bit, but this says 30% goes to your wants and then 20% goes to savings and debt. I think this is a little outdated, right? I think it should be, 50% needs, 30% savings and paying off debt, and then 20% wants, right? Or even lower, okay? Because when you're trying to budget, when you're trying to save, when you're planning for something, all right, so those percentages need to change. All right, next one is zero-based budgeting, all right, where every dollar has a job. Okay, so you get your 5K or your 4K or whatever you're living on, and each dollar is allocated. Like there's no wiggle room for anything. That one's super tough. You got to have a lot of financial education if you're going to use that method. I don't even do that. The zero-based budgeting is very strict. So people use a zero-based budgeting when they have, if they're planning to get a house, they're planning to get a car, they got a vacation or something like that coming up. That's where the zero-based budgeting comes in. I don't think that's a long-term solution, right? Because you don't have any wiggle room for anything. Okay. Envelope system. This is a little old school, right? This is for the cash is king type people, right? The envelope system. So cash-based control for spending categories, meaning you write out all your expenses, all your bills out on envelopes. You got a saving envelope, you got a vacation envelope, and each time you get paid, you have to get all that money out in cash, and you're actually putting it in actual physical, envelopes. Some people really like doing this. Okay, some people like doing this. You can do this, digitally or electronically also, but some people really like that envelope saving, right? That envelope system. So, and then automated budgeting apps. This is what I use. This is the most practical one, I believe. You can go in, set your parameters, what percentage you want taken here, what percentage you want taken there, right? And a couple easy ones is Mint, YNAB, every dollar, and the newest one that I use that I really like is Rocket Money. Okay, so I like Rocket Money because you can set up and attach this to your bank accounts, all to your cards and all that good stuff. And then it also if you get the premium option, it gives you the option to Rocket Money will reach out to the actual companies on your behalf and negotiate, to lower that monthly cost or to cancel them if you haven't used it, right? Like I said, I remember I said last week I had about like 11 subscriptions that I didn't even know I had, right? That I thought I had canceled some of them, but yeah, I had like 11 subscriptions on there. So shout out to Rocket Money. It's a great app for my technological literate people. All right, so common budgeting mistakes. We all make them, right? When you start budgeting and saving and planning and all that, you're going to make mistakes here and there. Don't beat yourself up. It is what it is. Okay. So the biggest one that I see and that I still do to this day is just not accounting for regular expenses, right? So that's going to be the $8.99, $12.99, blah 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 from Apple. Okay, they be taking all those little expenses out. All that kind of stuff adds up, right? But irregular expenses, anything that's not planned for would be an irregular expense. Okay, so we have to eliminate those. All right. The next one, setting unrealistic limits. Look, if you're making, let's go low numbers. Let's say you're making 4K a month. All right. do not try to say you're going to save 3,500. You know what I mean? You have to be real with yourself. Be honest with yourself. You have to know your limits and just be realistic. Okay, just be realistic. I see a lot of people just being really unrealistic with those limits and how much they're actually going to save. So we got to stop doing that too. All right. The last common budgeting mistake, there's a lot of them. I just wanted to do the three main ones. Not adjusting the budget as life changes. Okay, so as your income grows, so does your percentages of how much you're saving. Okay, so that goes, in a positive way, and that goes in a negative way too. So, if you go from making 10K a month down to 6K a month, you have to adjust. If you go from making 3K a month, now you're making 8K a month, a couple years later, you have to adjust. All right, so it sounds like common sense, but common sense is not that common. All right, so how to start budgeting today? Start tracking your spending. Okay, I literally just did this with my family a couple weeks ago. This just says you can take the last 30 days, so take your last month's bank statement. You can start highlighting that stuff, all the irregular spending, all the apps, all the unnecessary expenses, all that stuff. You highlight all that stuff, and you're going to be surprised and shocked at what you find. All right, this is like really looking in the mirror, and it's going to be tough, man. You might even shed some tears for when you see how much you're spending on nonsense. I'll go out and say this. My DoorDash bill was outrageous. All right, to the point where they should sponsor me. Okay, they need to cut me a check. Okay, because it was outrageous. All right. So, but I like to go. This says 30 days. Just look at your last bank statement. I like to go 90 days. Right. That's going to paint a much more clear, more detailed picture. And then you can just average out all those expenses, and you can go from there. All right. Choose a budgeting method that fits your lifestyle. So, the budgeting methods was the 50-30-20 rule, zero-based budgeting, envelope system, automated budgeting apps. The most practical one, which most of you guys listening should probably use, would be the automated budgeting apps. For anyone 40 and under, they probably want to do the budgeting apps. 40 and up, some of y'all might like the envelope system. Some people like touching like the feeling of cash, getting all the money out and putting them in envelopes. So I'm not mad at that either. You just have to choose one and try to stick with it. All right, have to choose one and stick with it. Set financial goals and align them with your budget. This falls into the unrealistic budgeting. All right, use your common sense. Okay, if you're making 4K, don't say you're going to budget 3,500. All right, be realistic with your stuff. All right, and I actually created a 30-day quick budgeting plan for you guys. So anyone listening, anyone watching, let me check over here. Anyone listening, anyone watching? Okay, over here, you can text the word budget. Okay, text the word budget, BUDGET to 844-689-0199. All right, text the word budget to 844-689-0199. All right, and it's an automated text. It's just a Google Doc created for you guys, all the listeners. So text the word budget, okay, to 844-689-0199, and you guys will get that automated text and receive that quick little budgeted plan. All right, Q&A. Let's go over here. Let's go over here to some of this Q&A. All right. Where's my TikTok chat at? Hold on. Where's my TikTok chat? Rocket Money. Rocket Money. That's what it's called. Someone asked, what was the name of the one that you use? Rocket Money. All right, Rocket Money. When you sign up, they're going to tell you to attach all your cards, your bank account, and all that stuff to it. It's all automated, uses AI and all that stuff to look into there, find finds expenses, it finds things, finds apps that you haven't paid in a while, and it actually reach out to those companies and try to get something done. Okay. So where we at? King Credit ads. All right, 1 second.
King Credit Services.
Big shout out to King Credit.
King Credit Services.
King Credit Services.
Shout out to King Credit Services.
King Credit Services, man.
Here at King Credit Services, we believe in changing lives, just like the clients you've seen. With over 150 five-star reviews, we've helped countless people take control of their financial future. Our expert team works to remove inaccurate, outdated, and unverifiable items from your credit report, boosting your score the right way. You'll get a personalized strategy, real results, and a clear path to better credit. Don't let bad credit hold you back. Take the first step today. Schedule your free consultation now.
Imagine a world where building your credit is simple and rewarding. Welcome to Kovo, your partner in financial success. At Kovo, we believe in making your dreams come true. From your first card to your first home and beyond. With no credit check and instant approval, you can start building credit immediately. Enjoy 0% APR and earn 1% on loans. Kovo ensures you get more out of every dollar. Achieve milestones like owning a home faster and smarter with Kovo by your side. Build credit and earn rewards for every step of your journey. Kovo for your card, for your house, for your future.
All right. That was an ad for King Credit Services. If you guys looking to get your credit looked at, you can always go to kingcreditservices.com and we'll be there to help you out. The other one was Kovo. Kovo is just a great credit builder. Credit builders are easy accounts that you can get. Usually you don't get a hard inquiry. So it's essential to build up that credit profile, right, without getting a whole bunch of inquiries. So Kovo is one of those starter accounts that I always suggest, people that's just getting into credit, go ahead and apply to. All right, let's jump into our segment 2. All right, second segment, saving and debt reduction strategies. All right. They did say Simply Talk. Okay, they did say want to shout out a couple of our partners too. So, Simply Talk. All right, Simply Talk is a company that helps with co-signing. So if you're struggling with co-signing, you need someone to help you co-sign for a house or apartment or automobile or anything like that. Simply Talk is a great company. They reached out to me, I think last year, and we've kind of been working with each other. I've sent a couple people over there. They sent a couple people to King Credit Services. So just a great company. And Simply Talk, SIMPLI talk.com. SIMPLI talk.com. And then the next one is Restore Funding. All right, this is my business credit partner. Okay, this is who I send all the people that want to get business credit. They're really good. The owner over there, Xavier, he's helped a couple people out already. Good guy. So when you reach out to Restore Funding, just make sure you tell them, King Credit Services sent you or Lewis sent you. All right, and make sure they take care of you. All right, let's go into our segment 2, saving and debt reduction strategies. All right, emergency fund first. All right, why saving 3 to 6 months of expenses is a must. Now, I understand this is very difficult. Okay, I get it. All right, but life happens. All right, unexpected expenses like medical bills, job loss, and car repairs, right, can throw you off your finances. And I know all about the car repair stuff, right? Don't you find it a little strange too? I feel like our car is attached to our bank account. Once the money hit that account, why did that check engine light want to come on? Every single time. Yeah, the brakes start squeaking a little bit more, right? Cars start pouting and coughing. Okay, exhaust transmission starts sounding a little weird, right? That happens to all of us. All right, but you have to start trying to save up, a little nest egg. Okay, you don't got to save up thousands at first. You're gonna have to get used to this stuff, right? It's gonna be a little bit awkward because instead of having a couple hundred or a couple thousand to spend, right, that's going to be reduced by 20-30%. So, but it's a must. We have to start doing that. All right, we have to start doing that. So having 3 to 6 months of expenses saved ensures you're not relying on credit cards or loans for emergencies. Oh man, the credit card debt has exploded. All right, it's actually insane. Loans, people, they think they're going to get a payday loan or just get a loan to pay off their credit cards. And then, some people, if you don't have the right financial education or the right financial literacy, when you get that loan, you're not going to pay off those cards. All right, you're going to use it for something else. Like I said, the car comes up, medical bill comes up, and next thing you know, you have this large loan to pay off and the credit cards to pay off. Happens a lot. All right, so the best way to get out of this, you guys, is to start saving and budgeting. It don't have to be a lot. All right, it don't have to be a lot. $100 a check. Okay. Next couple months, then you bump it up to 200 a check, right? 300 a check. Okay, it's going to be a real slow progression. All right. The right amount depends on your situation, right? So if you have a stable employment, like with a steady paycheck, aim for 3 months of expenses, right? That means that, segment one, we went over getting your bank statements and looking at all your expenses. So having 3 months of expenses is, let's say you got $1,500 or $2,000 of expenses, like $2,000. So 2,000 times 3, that'll be $6K, right? So 6K would be 3 months of expenses, right? That sounds like a lot, but when you just add a little bit here and there, a little bit each month, okay, that little nest egg starts to build. All right. If you're self-employed, own a business, or work in commission-based, right, you should be aiming for 6+ because your income is going to fluctuate and you're usually earning more, right, than a regular 9 to 5. Okay, so if you have if you're working a 9 to 5, aim for 3 months. If you're self-employed, own a business, work commission-based, sales, or anything like that, tech, okay, 6+ months. All right. The peace of mind that comes with that emergency fund reduces stress and always, okay, allows you to make better financial decisions. So, all these things that I'm talking about, I actually help people do, and I've actually done a lot of these things myself. So it just relieves so much stress when you know that, you got an extra, 2,000 saved away, 3,000 saved away, 4,000, whatever it is. If something happens, you have something that you can always reach into. All right. Now, where should you put this extra money, right? We're not putting it in shoe boxes. All right. This ain't the 80s. This ain't the 90s. Okay. Stop putting your damn money in shoe boxes. All right. Under the bed. Stop it. All right. Where to put that money? All right. We got 2 different options. These are just the basic ones, the high yield savings accounts and the money market accounts. These are both super easy. You can set up these literally right now. You can do it online. You can do it on your mobile app. You can log in. You can go into the branch and do this. Super easy, right? So the first one is a high yield savings account, HYSA, right? These are great because you can even set these up for your kid. Like if you have like a student account, even if you're not 18, you can still set up a high yield savings account, right? And a high yield savings account just pays higher interest than a regular savings account, helping your money grow faster, right? It's best for people who want their emergency fund easily accessible, all right, but still earning some interest. Meaning, right, if you have an emergency, right, you can just go in there and get that money out and you're good to go. Okay. Online banks like Ally, I think Marcus, hold on. Is it Marcus? Goldman Sachs is Marcus, right? Let me see. Yeah, Goldman Sachs. Yep. Marcus by Goldman Sachs. I actually set up one of those recently. Really easy setup. Capital One 360. I see a lot of people doing the Capital One have stepped their game up with the checking accounts, even with the auto loan stuff too. So Capital One 360, those are cool ones too. So money is FDIC insured up to $250K per depositor, meaning it's safe. So meaning up to $250,000, right? They're going to cover your money if something happens, right? You remember when all those banks and stuff collapsed, right? And most of those depositors got their money back, or they got covered up to $250K. Another easy one is like a certificate of deposit. Now, the difference between a high yield savings account and a certificate of deposit is when you put your money into a certificate of deposit, the interest that your money is growing is a lot faster, but you don't get penalized if you take that money out before the term. So there's 3-month ones, 6-month ones, 9-month, 12-month, 18-month, 24-month ones, right? So you put that money in. If you're going to use a certificate of deposit, put that money in and just know that you're not going to need it or not going to use it, because it's not like a high yield savings account. You can just go in the branch and get that money back out. You can with a certificate of deposit, but they're going to tax you, right? 40%, 35%, 45% to get that money out. Okay. You can set this up with any bank, credit unions, all that stuff. All right. So they're super easy to set up. All right. Super easy to set up. I got a couple of them set up. with Navy Fed. Got one set up with North Island Credit Union and one set up with San Diego Credit Union. Okay, I like to spread my money out at different banks for different stuff because you just don't want all your banks, all your money sitting in the same bank with the accounts that you can see and all that. Like my North Island Credit Union account, I don't even have a debit card for that. Right, the money goes into it automatically, so I would have to drive all the way down there to get money out. Right, I'm not doing that. So you have to know thyself. All right, so when you're setting up these accounts, all right. Money market account, MMA, right? It's a mix between savings and checking account. You're gonna earn interest, okay, like a savings account, but you can write a few checks per month. All right. Usually offers slightly higher interest rates than regular savings, but may require a higher minimum balance. Right. So certificate of deposit, you can start those super low. I think low is like 250 or 500. Like $23, like 500. You can do that. The high yield savings accounts are the same. You can start off with like $100. A money market account, there's requirements, right? You got to have at least 1,000 for some of them, 5,000, 10,000. So, but they're great accounts. They're also great accounts too. This is best for people who want a bit more flexibility while still earning interest. Okay, they're also insured, but these go higher than 250K, I believe. So you have to check with your bank wherever you're putting that money in for that money market account. All right, which one is better? If you want easy access, you need to write checks and like just withdraw money or anything like that. You want to use that high yield savings account. If you prefer slightly higher interest and don't mind keeping a higher balance, consider a money market account. All right. Avoid storing emergency savings in the stock market, crypto, and long-term CDs. Liquidity is key for an emergency. So if you think you're going to have an emergency or you want to go buy, you're going to buy something in next 3, 6, 9, 12 months. Avoid putting it in the stock market or crypto or anything like that. All right, you want to be super liquid. So let's get it. All right, guys, that's our second segment. We're about halfway through. All right, I'll be right back after this 2-minute commercial break. All right. All right, let's get it. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's finish off strong. Segment 3. Let's finish off strong. So I do want to mention our sponsor again, Millennial Staffing Services. They're a virtual staffing agency. They hire college-educated virtual assistants for all types of tasks. I have about 10 or 11 of them that I hired from this company, all college-educated, all really good. I have 2 or 3 on my content team. You know, they take the lives, they make videos and stuff for me, all the edits. I got some on my sales team. I got some on my dispute team. So they can really do anything, cold call, sales managers, pretty much anything you need. So reach out to Millennial Staffing Services, millennialstaffingservices.com. And if you want to be a sponsor, okay, you can always reach out to contact@kingcreditservices.com. All right, reach out to contact@kingcreditservices.com. And if you want to call in, you can call in to 888-344-1170. All right, 888-344-1170. All right, let's get into this segment 3. All right, still staying within the budgeting lane. All right, but let's jump into business now. All right, business credit and entrepreneurial finance. All right, budgeting for business and entrepreneurs. All right, it's a little bit different than the consumer side, but it's much needed. So let's stay on this. Let's stay on this budgeting and savings lane. They said, what was Rocket Money? You asked that earlier. Rocket Money. Rocket Money. That's the app that you can hook up your. That's that budgeting app that I use called Rocket Money. Yeah, yeah. They asked another question. All right, man. All right. We still looking good. We still here. We still here. Yep. Let's go. All right. Segment 3. All right. Business credit and entrepreneur finance, budgeting and business for entrepreneurs. All right. Let's go. How business owners should budget differently. Number one thing that I see. All right. I was a victim of this too. Separating your personal and business finances. All right. Look, you guys, set up the business checking account. Yeah. Set up your personal account. If it's personal stuff, use your personal account. If it's business, use your business account. Very straightforward, very easy. But here's the thing. Once you're an entrepreneur, a lot of things that you used to do on the consumer side is now business expenses. All right. So, if you go out to dinner, you talk about business, boom, business expense. If you buy some clothes, but you buy them for marketing or something like that, business expense. You get a rental and you're using it for marketing videos or anything like that, business expense. All right. If you're going to buy yourself some shoes, some running shoes, that's personal. All right. If you're going out to get some lunch by yourself, personal. Okay. So it's very, very easy to separate the two. All right. But we all fall victim to it, especially my newer entrepreneurs that kind of just getting into it. Right. It's an easy trap to fall into. Right. And I've done it many times. Right. So look at, even if all right, let's say there's a scenario where, you don't have your Apple Pay stuff set up or your Google Pay set up on your phone, and you don't have your business cards attached, so you have to use your personal. All you have to do is, all right, all of our apps, Chase, Navy Fed, Bank of America, they all have this option now. You can go in, click that purchase. You can go in there and say business, and it says you can fill out the couple questions for your business, and then at the end of the year. Okay, you go through all those statements and all the business charges. You add that to that business side. It's very, very, very easy to do. All right. Okay. And if you don't know how to do it, I want you to go to this crazy website. All right, I'm gonna spell it for you. GOOGLE. Let me say it one more time. GOOGLE. Google it. Okay, it's very easy. If you want Google's older cousin, right, older brother, all right, ChatGPT. Okay, you don't even have to type into ChatGPT. You can just speak into it and it tell you everything you need to know. All right. So for my old school people, Google. All right. For everybody else, ChatGPT. All right, it's your best friend. All right, separate that personal and those business finances is a must. All right, it's definitely a must. All right, set them up a business budget that includes taxes, reinvestment, and emergency funds. So most business bank accounts now, you can set this up. So I use one of my accounts is Bluevine. I have a business account with Navy Fed. I have a business account with a North Island Credit Union, right? You can set up these little accounts, okay, in there, and then every deposit, okay. Remember, this is about budgeting, right? So you can set this stuff automatically. Where, boom, you got a $10,000 day, okay. 3,000 goes to savings, 2,000 goes to taxes, 1,000 goes to your fund box, right? Very, very easy to set up. You can go in there and set all this stuff automatically now. Very easy. All right, let's go. Managing cash flow in business. All right. Why cash flow is king? Profit doesn't mean you can afford expenses. All right. Cash flow is very, very, very important in business, of course. But just because you got a lot of cash flow in, don't mean you need to increase your expenses. I felt victim to this. Once King Credit Services, we started exploding and growing rapidly. I hired a couple of people too fast, right? Increased our expenses, increased the marketing budgets a little too quick, and we had to hold, right? Had to cut some hours, and we had to adjust. It happens to everyone, right? But just because your profit increases, don't mean you're supposed to bump up those expenses. All right, so we have to be careful with that. Best tools for tracking business expenses, the top dog, the big Q, all right, QuickBooks, all right? They even have a free version, okay? Their premium version is like $30, right? This is a non-negotiable, all right? This is a non-negotiable. Once you get your LLC set up, registered, and all that stuff, get QuickBooks. Okay, QuickBooks even has savings and checkings account and stuff like that you can hook up to. They have a lot of resources on there. So start off with the free version if you're balling on a budget, but definitely you want to increase that. Okay, that QuickBooks is mandatory, right? QuickBooks, tax season, right? So with QuickBooks, you can just go in there, make a couple clicks, it prints out all your stuff, all your statements that you need for all your taxes, your expenses, all that stuff. It prints all that stuff out. You can send it to your tax preparer, your accountant, and they get the job done. It's super easy, guys. QuickBooks is a must. Another cool one is Wave. Okay, really similar to QuickBooks, and Expensify. Expensify is a little difficult to use. It's not as user friendly as Wave and QuickBooks, but you can do a lot more stuff. So if you're technical, go ahead and do Expensify. It's a little bit more expensive too. So QuickBooks, Wave, Expensify for tracking all those business finances. All right. Saving for business growth. All right. So how much should a business save? This is going to be dependent on the business. So I read, and one mentor told me you should be saving half. I'm like, how are you supposed to save half how can you save half your profit if your margins are only 15% or 20%? You know what I'm saying? So it's going to depend on what type of business you have. If you have a monthly recurring business, if it's commission, like whatever it is, it's going to depend. A nice easy number is always 10%, right? 10%, super easy number. You get a deposit for $300, $30 goes to the savings account. You get a deposit for $10K, $3K goes to the 10K goes to $1K goes to the savings account. Sorry, 10%. All right. That's kind of how I got a lot of my accounts set up. Super easy numbers. Now, the more I see some tech companies, I go to different conferences and stuff like that, talking to different people, just expanding my business knowledge. Some of them have it set up where like the food industry, right? A lot of restaurants, their margins are slim, super slim, right? 5 to 12% margins. So like that profit margin is only 5 to 10%. So they don't want to do 10% of their 5% profit. You know what I mean? So there's a little bit different. So some people got it set up where like they're saving 2.4% of their deposits or profit, right? So it's going to depend on what type of business you're in, how much money you have incoming, and what you're comfortable with. All right. So I keep it nice and easy, real standard, 10%, and you're good to go. All right. When to use business credit and personal credit. So we got to talk about personal credit and business credit in depth, I think, next week. But you're using business credit for your business expenses and personal credit for your personal expenses. But here's the thing. You can't, this frustrates a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of business owners. The quickest the quickest and best way to get business credit is through your personal credit, right? So entrepreneurs out there, stop running from fixing your personal credit. All right. How can you be making $1 million a year, but your personal credit is 400? That doesn't make sense. Okay. Chase, they're not going to give you a business loan if your personal credit is trash, right? We have to fix that personal credit. We have to improve that personal credit, right? So again, the best way to get that business credit to fix your personal credit, and the minimum requirement usually is around that 680 FICO 8. I can go more in depth with that, but we'll probably cover that a little bit more next week. All right. So if you want business credit, fix your personal credit. All right. Avoiding common business money mistakes, underpricing services and products. I still fall victim to this, trying to help people out and giving discounts here and there and all that stuff. Underpricing services and products is a huge mistake because let's say your like I said, let's say your profit margins are 20%, but you didn't give your last 100 clients a 20% discount. That's your profit margin. You're gone. So we have to watch out for that type of stuff. Not setting aside money for taxes. This is a huge, huge, huge one. All right, this is a huge one, you guys. So, like I said, when you get that Blue Line account, Chase account, whatever that business account that you have, you can set this up, right? 10% savings, 10 or 15% taxes, and you can set it up in there. All right. And if you don't know what percentage you should do, what was the site again? Let me see who's mine got it. Google, yes, Google. Google it, all right, or ChatGPT. Okay, I'm a ChatGPT man myself, all right, but ChatGPT and Google, they go hand in hand, all right. Let's go. And last one, over relying on personal funds instead of business funds or business credit. Look, when we're starting up your business, man, a lot of us, we have to use our personal stuff. It is what it is, right? But once you start earning, business income, it's time to transition, right? Trying to transition to start using that business income, that business credit, and all that good stuff. All right. All right. Let's just jump right into our segment 4. All right. We got to go over some quick news. All right. Some quick news. All right. Federal Reserve maintains interest rates. This is for my people that's trying to get a house, trying to get a mortgage. Right. January 2025, Federal Reserve cut it. Right. Funds rate from 4.25 to 4.5. So that's up 1%. 1% is a lot in the mortgage world. All right, so that's really, really a lot. Let's skip some of these ones. That's way too technical. Let's skip some of these ones. All right, so government credit card usage freeze. All right, we talk about this all the time. You know what Trump did with the CFPB. So now he signed an executive order for a 30-day freeze for the government issued credit cards as part of cost efficiency initiative led by Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. So pretty much, government employees, they've been running rampant. They got the government cards, and it's been going wild with those, right, for years. Trump said, hey, stop all that. No more of that. Okay, so that's just a 30-day freeze, but I do think that's going to be extended. Because some of these expense reports that's coming out, man, are actually insane. I don't know what I didn't know it was this bad, right? So I think that's a good thing. You shouldn't just be able to spend, taxpayer money like that just because you want to. Okay. Let's skip some of these. These are a little technical. All right. Let's just go to how much time? 140. A couple more minutes. All right, let's just go to some of these questions here. Where are we at? Over here. Yeah. So they said, are the high yield savings accounts free? Yeah. So if you're already with Chase, if you're with Navy Fed or whatever bank you're with, you can just go in there right now and set those accounts up, right? They want you to set them up because look if you're going in setting up certificate of deposits and all this good stuff, okay, different savings account, checkings account, banks want that, okay? They want that because that money you deposit, right? They only the fractional fractional lending or fractional savings. So they only have to leave 10% of that money in there. They can lend out the rest, right? So they want you to have a whole bunch of accounts with them, right? They want you to have a certificate of deposit, high yield savings account, regular savings account, checking account. Get a loan with them, right? Because the more money you give them, all right, the more money they can lend out. Okay, so that was a great question. That was a good question. Oh yeah, our ratings are yeah. The King Credit Services ratings are really good. Yeah. 4.9 rating. Yeah. Very hard to do. Very hard to do in the credit industry. Yeah, so we do have a 4.9 rating. We have over 150 5-star reviews with King Credit Services. So if you guys are looking for a trusted credit repair company, you know where to go. King Credit Services. It's on. If you're watching on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, it's on the screen right here. You guys can see. Everybody else, you can go to just type in King Credit Services Inc. Right, King Credit Services Inc. Because there is a collection agency called King's Credit Services. Right, King's. Okay, that's not us. All right. Sometimes people reach out to us saying, "Hey, do we owe you guys money?" It's like, no, that's not us. That's a whole different company. All right. So King Credit Services. When you type that in, you'll see us on Google, all the 5-star stuff. Check out the website. We just updated the website too. Let me see. Are there any more over there? Any more over here? All right. So no more questions. All right. So we're going to be wrapping up here in a sec. Just to go over some stuff that we went over. You can text budget. Okay, you can text budget to 844-689-0199, and we'll send you that 30-day budgeting plan. It's beginner friendly, color coordinated, color coded emojis and stuff on there. It gives you a calendar. Really, really easy to follow. Those apps that you can use, Rocket Money. Let me scroll back up. Where were they at? What was the main one? Mint. Okay, Rocket Money, Mint. Those are good ones, and then EveryDollar is another good one too. Okay, another good one too. Do want to shout out our sponsors again. Millennial Staffing Services. That's a virtual staffing agency. If you're looking for more help at a discounted rate, and when you think about virtual assistants, okay, if they're overseas or they're in the Philippines or South America or something like that, their cost of living is completely different for us. So, $6 an hour, $8 an hour to us, that's like, oh man, you can't live on that. But you guys, the exchange rate is insane. So $8 an hour in the Philippines, that's better than doctor money here. Okay, so when you reach out to these companies, when you see the virtual assistant stuff online, I'm sure you guys have seen it. Don't be like, oh, why are you only paying them, $10 an hour? You guys, that's like $200K in the Philippines, right? Their money. So you have to realize the exchange rate. All right. So yeah, if you want to be a sponsor, you can always reach out to contact@kingcreditservices.com. All right, contact@kingcreditservices.com. Please follow us social media @kingcreditservices.com. We're everywhere: Instagram, YouTube, all that good stuff. @kingcreditservices.com. This show, Financial Freedom Hour, is out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. All right, Financial Freedom Hour. Please check us out. Go give us a 5-star rating. Listen to the last couple of episodes. We're really starting to gain traction. And what else are we here? If you need help budgeting, business funding, business credit, personal credit, anything like that, go to kingcreditservices.com. You can call or text 844-689-0199. Again, if you want to sponsor the show, all right, reach out to contact@kingcreditservices.com.
King Credit Services.
Big shout out to King Credit.
King Credit Services.
King Credit Services.
Shout out to King Credit Services.
King Credit Services.
This is not the longer.
Here at King Credit Services, we believe in changing lives, just like the clients you've seen. With over 150 5-star reviews, we've helped countless people take control of their financial future. Our expert team works to remove inaccurate, outdated, and unverifiable items from your credit report, boosting your score the right way. You'll get a personalized strategy, real results, and a clear path to better credit. Don't let bad credit hold you back. Take the first step today. Schedule your free consultation now.
Imagine a world.
All right, guys. That is the show today. Another great show. Again, text budget to 844-689-0199 if you're looking for that free budgeting plan. Follow us. Check out the podcast, Financial Freedom Hour, and we'll be back again next week, every Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. here at The Answer. Thanks for hanging with me today, and I hope you guys have a great day. See you next week. Woo!